Hey everybody, it's Will from Netheads, and today we're going to take a look at ways you can shoot things on video on a budget. Today's first topic, even though we all used to make fun of them, believe it or not, is a selfie stick review. So the other day, my daughter was out front trying to take a picture with the family dog, and she asked me, do you have a tripod that I can put my phone on? And I thought to myself, no, I don't. And of course, my first thought was to the junky little selfie stick I had bought her a few years back. I'm like, well, can you use that? And she told me, well, no, I can't, because you remember it uses the headphone jack, so it doesn't work. And I thought to myself, well, if you were to try to expand the types of things you did on YouTube, like you wanted to shoot video more outside, or you wanted to kind of shoot all over the place in order to give some variety to your video, one of the easy ways would be a way to carry your camera yourself to be able to shoot video of yourself, whether it's something that's going to be freestanding, something you're going to handhold. And of course, the most basic of those is the selfie stick. And for those of you that don't know what it is, how could you not now? It's a stick that you can go ahead and put your camera on. You can take pictures, shoot video. The whole point is you can point it at yourself. And so I took a look at everything that was available, and you know, there's everything from $8 all the way up to like $30 or $40, and the more expensive hand rigs that'll also go ahead and make sure the video is constantly balanced and everything else. But I'm a low-cost operator. I do everything on a budget. So my first thought was, if you wanted to do something like this, what's available out there in the way of a selfie stick? And in doing research, that's where I discovered, oh, well, now they make selfie sticks that also can act as a tripod, like this one, which I'm not really big on the name. It's the Fugetek. No, either way, nothing sounds good. But it does have an interesting feature that the handle itself also busts out into a tripod. So that way you can go ahead and set this thing freestanding on its own, and you could then shoot video of yourself. Also, it comes with a Bluetooth remote, so that way you can activate things, whether you're starting video, I'm assuming, or starting pictures. So I've already, as you can see, I've already kind of opened the box to go ahead and take this bad boy out. And even on the box, it shows that it's got two configurations. Probably the same said remote, or it's the optional rig, actually. So what it does is it basically has two different modes. Setup A, where you're using tripod and some type of mobile device. In this case, they show a picture of a phone. Or setup B, where you're using it with a legit camera. So you could use both for this, which would be good. It says that it can hold instant cameras or compact digital cameras. So probably not something you're going to use your high-end SLR on. But then again, if you have a high-end SLR, you're probably not looking at doing things on a budget like I do. So I figured let's go ahead and take a look at what is inside. So as I said, this is the optional rig. Let's find out which one is not included when you open up the package. Now, let's see what we got here. It is looking like it is... I can't tell. Well, it's got a threaded connection, so oh yeah, so that would be where your threaded mount would go in. It does come in a carrying case that you could also, it has a strap so you can sling it over your shoulder. That seems to make sense, especially if you're going out in the world trying to shoot things. Although, the funny thing is on the box, they do also show examples of other ways you can use it, like watching things on your phone while in bed and using it that way to hold your optional devices. So that makes sense. And part of it just dropped. It's just the cable, USB cable probably for charging the remote. So right here, it does come on board with just your standard camera mount. But the things that I did like about it when I was taking a look at this were the fact that it's got the quick flip opens for when you're going to extend it out. Not to mention it had a decent looking height, so you could really get some range either away from yourself or if you're setting it up as a tripod and using it outdoors in order to take pictures of yourself on a balanced in a balanced manner, or using it in the way they said. So all in all, it seems like a good multifaceted device. Also, the Bluetooth remote was something that really did gain my attention as a way to go ahead and fully utilize the device. It even looks like it has zoom feature, and it has the camera feature. So I'm assuming whatever mode you leave it in is the one that you can then utilize in order to start. So if you're using it in camera mode, it would be camera mode. If you're using it in video mode, it would be starting the video. And then it does give your pairing instructions, and thankfully They do come in English because it looks like the flip side is German, which I don't speak. So all in all, just on looking at it on the surface, one of the things I instantly notice is that if you were going to be using it with your device, so let's say you're using it with your iPhone, for example, or your Android phone, you're going to go ahead and use a threaded screw thread in order to make it fit the size of device you have. So let's just use my handy dandy iPhone in this case. And as you can see, I can now very quickly and safely add it as a device right in to the mount. At which point then the way you would add it on is it just goes on the existing threaded mount. So there you go. Quick and simple. Within the time I've shot this video, I've just set this thing up in order to go ahead and be used. You can also set the level on it. So let's go ahead and loosen that up. And you can see now I can go for just about any angle that I want in order to do some activity. And it looks like there is, nope, it's just a nice pretty silver button right there. So, you know, if you wanted to turn it around and have it facing that nice silver shiny button, you could. Really, I don't care. But all in all, it seems to serve the first basic functions that we would be looking for. Some way to go ahead and mount the device so that we can use it quickly and easily. Like if I wanted to even use it right now for shooting alternate video for this video, technically, I probably could, even though I don't have the remote, and this is way too close. Let's flip it around, hit record, and now I'm over here. So now I've got an alternate camera angle in case for some reason I wanted to show you guys my profile, which is always notoriously the worst type of picture anyone can take of themselves. Hi. So there we are. Quick and easy to set up, quick and easy to use. Now let's take it out in the field and see how it does. Goodbye, alternate angle. Okay, so I decided to go ahead and test this thing while getting a walk in, getting some exercise, because really it's one of the only ways I would probably use it, other than the aforementioned example we had in the studio showing how it could be set up to use as an alternate angle. I have to admit, after getting this, it's actually been a day, and instantly my 15-year-old daughter saw it and said, "Ooh, I want to try that." Went out front, used it for taking pictures, and absolutely loved it. She already wants one. So obviously, $23 purchase well spent. I do love the way it's easy to put your phone into this thing, frame up a shot, because right now, for example, I'm holding this thing on the first extension. The camera's angled a little bit so I can keep myself center frame. Now, I do admit though, this isn't the optimum scenario, especially if you're going to be using this thing outside, because you're not going to have complete control over sound, especially if you're just using your smartphone like I am. We are subject to every bit of sound around us. We have no ability to attach a directional mic. I tried using Bluetooth headphones, that didn't work. I'm also amazed at the number of weekend warriors that are already out and about and getting things done. Let me go ahead and reset this now. Right now I'm on the first extension. Let me set it to the second extension so that way I can also relax my arm, because I'm like holding it like this the whole time at my side. So now I've reset it, I'm extended out by 2 points. Now this thing does go a total of a little bit over 4 feet for standing height or extended height. But, you know, the further the phone gets away from me, the worse the sound is going to be. For example, if I extend it way out here, obviously, you're not going to get the same sound experience as having it close to me. And ideally, if you're doing this to capture yourself for whatever reason, out and about, vlogging, I don't know, recording your thoughts as you're walking amongst nature, any of those circumstances, you want to make sure that you're going to be heard if, you know, audio is your point. My whole point is, it is my point. This is what I would use it for if I were going to use it. Or maybe because I'm going to use it for this. I don't know yet. I just figured it would be cool to kind of take a look at some products that are inexpensive in order to meet some objectives. Like, you know, one of the guys I know, Kevin Smith, he keeps recording himself on these walks as he's walking Runyon Canyon. And my first thought is, well, how exactly is he doing that? Is he holding the phone the whole time? Because I know he's also doing the vertical video. As you can see, I've gone horizontal, and with this, you're kind of going horizontal. That's not to say you couldn't. I could change my aspect right now just by twisting this thing, but I prefer the full landscape behind me. I like filling the frame. I like to make it look good.
And plus, it gives you an opportunity to kind of keep a more centralized shot, so that way things kind of move with me and you see the world change around me. So all in all, this thing is pretty cool. Let me set it one more time. We're gonna go out to the furthest point as I'm finally getting some shade. Okay, this thing is now set out to at the furthest point, which of course is way more difficult to manage while walking along, because I'm leveraging way too much in order to try and get something that's similar to the same shot. I'd actually have to choke up on it if I wanted to bring it in, because right now, as you can imagine, it's like holding a lever and trying to keep that balance. You know, one thing people don't want to see is a lot of shake in your video, and you know, it's not something I want to see in my video anyway, even if I were just taking this with family and friends. What's amazing is the simplicity of the concept of the selfie stick and how much it actually does help you get things accomplished. Oh, car coming. Like I said, you can't control the audio. And of course, I feel like an absolute dick walking around with this thing and recording while I'm on a walk. But anyway, this is it extended out at the furthest point. Obviously, it gives me a wider shot. I could still choke up on it if I wanted to. And now I'm gonna be a little more balanced, but I'm also, I don't have my hand anywhere near the remote control anymore that lets me start and stop the video, which by the way, as I said, is Bluetooth, and it took me all of 2 seconds to set it up, so that was no big deal at all. It's actually quick, easy, and convenient. I did mention that it had zooming buttons, but when hooked up to an Apple iOS device, those zoom buttons don't do dick. The only thing they do is start the video and stop the video. That's it. Okay, so on this part of my walk, I'm coming up to a tunnel, which means my lighting is gonna change. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this opportunity to hand off to myself as we talk about things you can do with the remote control. Busy street overhead. Okay, here's another way the remote comes in handy and the way this thing's coming in handy. I'm using it as a tripod now, taking advantage of a park bench, taking a break on my walk. Exactly what I shouldn't be doing for getting exercise, but gives me the ability to shoot what some may consider the testimonial type shot. I'm looking straight at the camera, I'm able to sit comfortably, I'm able to talk, and I can set this up pretty much anywhere I want to go. If I wanted to do it standing, obviously the 4 feet isn't going to help me, but I could set this on top of something else. Like there's a garbage can right over there that I could set this on top of, and I could address the camera and talk to everybody. So obviously, again, quick, easy, and convenient. It took me all of 3 seconds to set this shot up. Also, as you can hear, I'm near a dog park. Obviously, if you want to do something a little more cinematic, you can also set this thing up freestanding so you can walk up to it and then address the camera. And because of the convenient remote, as long as you know what your range is and you know how well it works, you can also start the video while you're walking. I gotta admit, in this part of this, there's 2 shots you saw. The one was just me walking up to the camera, the second was this one. And I gotta tell you, the first time hit the range just fine, second time remote didn't quite cut it. So it's near perfect. Near perfect? Well, it works. I should probably get some of that walking footage too to insert here where we kind of show you the path I'm walking rather than just me. You know, it's like, well, where am I going? What is ahead of me? Well, here it is. So there you have it. Simple $24 purchase, and now I'm able to pretty much shoot video anywhere I want. I can go ahead and solo shoot stuff without having to rely on other people. Don't have to worry about propping up my phone or my camera onto a garbage can or a rail and hope it doesn't fall down. Also have the ability to switch the camera around and do first-person perspective footage if I wanted to. All that for 24 bucks. Quick, easy remote, fast and easy to set up, fast and easy to adjust. Everything you need if you're going to go ahead and be self-producing video, taking group shots or anything else. If there's anything else you wanted me to provide info on, review, or anything like that, go ahead and feel free to put some comments below. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Check out my other videos. Thanks a lot, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm walking around with this thing looking like an idiot because when I'm not holding it up talking, which I'm sure already makes you look like a big old douchebag, I'm holding it down, which makes it look like I'm taking my smartphone for a walk. I never did one of these too. Oh, look at the world around me. Ooh.